Stan, here we are in the loft with one of the cats. What does Stan need more than anything in the man cave? Well, probably a rifle to go with this SLR magazine. Now, that's just there for you to have something to look at while I chit-chat a bit. Hopefully you enjoyed my last video on deactivated weapons, and the funny story, I showed my wife it. I do re-watch my own videos after I've posted them just to see how it looks. And my wife watched it and she said, "You didn't pay £600 for that Mosin gun because I was with you." And I thought, oh yeah, I can't remember. We can't remember. It wasn't that much. It was within the target price. But the less than hilarious story is that we were at the military fair in a hotel close by. And it's one of these like wedding venue places. So when you go in, obviously military affair this way, big arrows. So we go in, pay our money, get stamped up, get a hand stamp. We go in, and I literally walked around a couple of times. Yeah, I'll have that rifle. We got the rifle. Now, if I go to a military affair, I always take a gun sock with me. You know, like a cover. So if I do buy a diac, even a sword, something, I want to cover it up because, depending on where the military affair is, I mean, it's the one I go to the most is Northern Arms Fairs. So they've got various venues around the north of England. But, the one in Leeds is at a community centre, and you've literally got to walk across a bit of a public road to get to the car park. And the other one's at Scotch Corner Hotel, which is the one we were at. And, you're going into the car park, there might be a wedding on that day or something. So people don't want to see you walking around with a rifle or stuff like that. That's my opinion anyway. So I bought it, and we walked out, me and Mrs. Stan, and I said to her, "Oh, I just have to go to the toilet." So she said, "Well, I'm going to go and sit in the restaurant bit. I might grab a coffee." Oh, fair enough, whatever. So I went to the toilet. I come back. Now, bear in mind, there was a wedding party in there, and there was a couple of people looking over to where, in the corner where my wife was, with their jaws a little bit agape, because my wife had pulled the gun stock down and was having a look at the rifle. And I said, "Mrs. Stan, will you put the rifle away?" She went, "Why? We're in a military affair." I said, "We're not in a military affair now. We're outside it in the restaurant, and all those people are looking at you." Anyway, we survived. So, what does Stan not need? He doesn't need another pair of binoculars, but I've got a pair anyway. So there you go. They came with the usual crappy case. I don't know. It makes me wonder where the proper cases for these things went, and where are the binoculars that went in that crappy one? I don't know. Anyway, enough of that chit chat. So I actually thought these were 8x42s. They're not the 8x40s. The bit of online looking about, there was an auction house that said these are civilian, modelled on the 1950 or World War One naval binoculars, but there's no marks on here to suggest anything naval. So I'm presuming these are, I think, probably 1930s civilian, 1920s civilian binoculars. They have got the individual eyepiece focusing that you would associate with military binoculars. They're very light indeed. 8x40 is an odd magnification. No marks on them at all anywhere, apart from the name Voigtlander and the serial number and the magnification. A little bit loose in the central bridge, and obviously someone's painted around the outside. I could flat that off and put some matte paint on, but I'm not going to bother. Never seen that before. These little doofers like this, little fasteners. That's quite nice. Should we have a look, see if we can see through them? They do work. They're quite good actually for binoculars. A little bit of I can't remember if you call it emulsion. I think they call it something like that. I'll have to turn the flash off. Turn the flash off. See if we can get this to work. There you go. They are collimated. Maybe a touch out. If you want me to give you an out of 10, they are probably 7.5, 8 out of 10, 7. She's not bad for old binos. Not, of course, that I needed any, because I've got enough pairs currently. So yeah, I've 30 quid paid for these off eBay. I put an offer in. He accepted it. He did have another pair that were in worse condition, so it was a bit cheaper. And the fellow did have a lot of optics for sale, but it's an odd one, that, because there is no military markings on them. And as far as I'm aware, individual eyepiece focusing is, especially in older binoculars, is your military sort of designation, or your design, simply for there's less things that can go wrong. The robustness of the design, if you like. Nice Bakelite eye cups. I'd probably clean these up a bit, I think, on the outside. The leatherette's coming away a little bit, but yeah, I mean, I'm not too bothered whether, if anyone does know out there, whether they are what they are exactly, but probably civilian use. Yeah, so that's about it, really. Yeah, so there you go. That's Stan's latest acquisition, and with the case to go with it. I mean, the cases are good for, I mean, your storage, keep the dust off them, but I like to keep them out the boxes so I can see them and grab them when a bird flies over or something else to look at outside your window. So, this is Stan, and I will see ya.